Gentlemen No Class is proud to be a part of the HC Universal Network. Gentlemen No Class is produced, mixed, and edited by M5 Studios.
This podcast contains explicit language and is intended for adult audiences. The views and opinions of Gentlemen No Class are strictly for comedic purposes and should not be taken literally. For instance, like this disclaimer. Now grab yourself a pint and enjoy.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of Gentlemen No Class, a podcast that when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. I'm Jake.
I'm Serg. Paul.
And I'm Rob.
And like it or not, gentle ladies and gentlemen, we are the hosts for tonight's episode. So what's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Nothing. We're doing pretty good.
Oh, nice. So we are doing this live streaming. Are you okay with live streaming, Serg? We
Yep.
didn't ask you.
Yep, totally cool with it.
Yeah, I don't think we didn't. I didn't tell him that we were actually doing that. So, just a little introduction on our guest. This is Sergio. He is a good friend of mine. We've been friends for, a long time, 10, 11 years. We worked at Lexus together a long time ago. But he is the man responsible for this awesome pinstriping and paint job on our new podcast table. So he all this is hand painted. Well, the black's not. Me and Brian painted the black on here after we built it. But so Brian and I designed and built this table, and then I dropped it off over at Serg's house, and he pinstriped it, and I just told him, like, do something cool with it, and this is what he came up with. So
No, it is
from the bottom of our hearts. I mean, it's awesome. We love it.
Thank you, man.
No, for sure. It's some great work, man. Just to go into it, like, how did you start getting to like pinstriping and all this stuff? This is like legit work.
Well, I've always been like into cars and stuff, so I would always go to car shows and like lowrider car shows and stuff, and they always have super crazy paint jobs.
Yeah.
And anytime anybody has a nice pinstripe job, it pops out.
Yeah.
And I would just like stare at it because the lines are crazy and perfect. And for the longest time, I didn't know it was done by hand. And I just kind of fell into a YouTube wormhole one time and found people pinstriping on YouTube, and I was hooked, man.
That's
and
legit.
I just saw what paint they were using, what brushes they were using, and just went at it. I sucked for a really long time until I got to the point where like I was going to car shows and I was like, I think I could do better than that.
Oh, nice.
And that's
nice.
when that thought first came into my head. I was like, I'm gonna start asking people if I could pinstripe something for them.
Did you just start like grabbing like whatever you could, like as far as like you would just grab whatever you call it, like a piece of metal or something like that, and just pinstripe
metal,
on it?
magazine paper, any kind of paper.
Nice.
Just throw it up on like an easel or something and just have at it, man.
Yeah.
I YouTubed like pinstriping, and you know who pinstripes as well?
Who?
Freaking Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's interesting. But
Hey, check the I don't care, but pull up the YouTube page and just make sure this is the live stream's going out, because I don't think it is. I know it says we're on air, but I don't know that it's actually going out because I don't see it up on the YouTube page.
It's okay. I'll check it out. Okay.
Just curious.
Okay, I'll do that in the backdrop here.
So, anyway, you've done a lot of different projects and stuff like that. I know you've done a lot of stuff on your own stuff. But like, where did you get into like, okay, I guess what I want to know is like, what projects do you have going on that you've done? Like, have you done somebody's like whole motorcycle or their car or anything like that?
Just recently, like I finished it on Thursday. I did some guy's Harley, and I pinstriped the front fenders, the gas tank, the rear fenders, the saddlebags. I actually painted an American flag on one saddlebag, and he wanted the rebel flag on the other saddlebag.
I saw that. That was pretty cool.
And that's probably the most intense that I've gone on somebody else's stuff.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So it was just a matter of like, you just saw the art and you were like, I think I can do that, and you just watched a bunch of YouTube videos and just started buying brushes and stuff and just like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, YouTube University, man.
Really?
Yeah. And once I'll buy a couple brushes and use them, and I'll be like, oh, these are I don't like these or they don't work for me, I'll just try different stuff. I just see what everybody else is using and the type of work they're using it for.
Yeah.
And I just try it, and if I like it, then I just keep using it, man.
Nice. So, I kind of threw Sergio into this because we're not only are we are experimenting with this live stream thing that we've got going on that's supposed to be seamless in the background and nobody's supposed to know that we're even doing it if they listen to the audio. But Paul brought up the idea for this episode that we've got going on tonight, and it's a super interesting idea. What he wanted to talk about, and it started off talking about Aleister Crowley. Isn't that how it started? And then you decided that you wanted to do it on Jack Parsons instead, right?
Well, mainly Aleister Crowley. They're connected. L. Ron Hubbard too, a little bit.
A little bit. Didn't he steal? Didn't he steal what's his name's wife?
Oh, I don't think I read that. I wouldn't doubt that. Who, Crowley's or
no,
Parsons?
Parsons. Like, because Parsons. Just so give us a backdrop on who these people are and why they're connected.
Well, Aleister Crowley is a piece of shit, or he was. He's not alive anymore, but
he's friends with L. Ron Hubbard, so he's got to be a piece of shit.
Well, he's a self-proclaimed magician, magic spelled Magick with a K.
What?
And he believes that real magic can be done. No illusions or trickery or anything like that. He did believe that it can actually be done. You can change the will of certain objects or things, or And he like he started young. When I did, I was reading about a lot of this stuff about Aleister. He comes from a wealthy family for one. His parents were very religious, super religious, that kind of he had heavy ties with that for a while until he started to realize everything that makes people happy in general was a sin, and he didn't like that. So eventually, I think he started hanging out with his uncle, and his uncle started showing him just a different life because he was really his parents just held him down with those religious beliefs and ties, and he was hidden from this whole world. That I don't know. I guess he would say sin pretty much because he fell in love with all that shit. He eventually renounced all that stuff, and once he realized all these, like I said, all the stuff that makes people happy in general is technically a sin. He didn't like that fact. He's like, well, this is bullshit. Basically, he's like, I don't want to live this life anymore, and he starts doing what he wants to do. And one of the first things he did when he was younger, I believe in his late teens. They had a maid, and he fucked the maid. Supposedly, I don't know, it was true or not. Supposedly, he raped her, and maid. Eventually, I think he told his parents, or they found out. I think he just straight up told them though that he did that, and they were disgusted with it, and they fired her, and eventually she turned into a life of prostitution because her what's it called? Her reputation, was just immediately just gone. She just had no choice but to become a prostitute, and supposedly too, just kind of not trying to go all over the place, but he also knew Jack the Ripper. He didn't and that
not Jack Tripper,
and that
it's
maid,
not Three's Company, Jack the Ripper,
that maid that he had sex, raped, or whatever. Supposedly that was Jack the Ripper's first victim as well. Mm-hmm. So it's just pretty dark beginnings for this guy. And that's just the beginning of it. He was fucking out there. He would, he was an occultist, a poet, a novelist. He considered himself an artist too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he also started a religion. What's it called?
Thelemiel?
Something like
Thelemiel or something?
I didn't read too much into that. I mean, because there's just so much shit about this fucking guy.
So the little bit of research I did onto Jack Parsons was Jack started off as he was interested in rocket science and things like that, and he got into that religion, and that religion believes that you can basically transcend time and space and make actual magic, like spells and shit, happen at the moment of orgasm.
Yeah,
Like sex, like sex is involved.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of these rituals are involved with sex, and a lot of anal penetration and shit.
I didn't get that deep into
Yeah,
it.
no, yeah, it's pretty disgusting. But to him, it was. He loved it. He embraced it. It was
Loves
just
the cock.
It's crazy because he considered himself as Aleister Crowley considered himself as a bisexual too. In his later years, claiming that he preferred more women than men. Although he did have affairs with men in his early he was experimenting essentially, and he loved especially when it came to sex. He was really all about that. And yeah, like I said, a lot of his rituals were. Involved sex. I didn't get too much into that too because it just that's pretty fucking far out for that. But hang on a second. I'm losing my.
Oh, yeah.
We're just, live stream bugs.
There you go. And we're live.
And we're live.
Now we're live.
Now we're live.
Yeah.
We're doing it live. goddamn.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Yeah,
we got it working. All right.
But eventually, he did hook up with Jack Parsons and L. Ron fucking Hubbard. And if you know L. Ron Hubbard, we did an episode on him in Scientology.
The cult of Scientology.
Yeah, so it makes sense. All three of these fucking wackos or wicked fucking men at the time would team up, and just how they found each other. That seems like an anomaly.
I didn't read
what if
how
they're right the whole time? What if at the end we're like, oh, they were fucking right?
Well, that's the thing. A lot of like, especially Crowley, like he was starting to get a lot of notice. Like it wasn't until like the late '90s, a lot of scholars and people were just looking him up and like just. I don't want to say praise him, but he was being notable and like being noticed like for the things he was doing back then.
Yeah.
And it's just the guy was just fucking far out there. He would also do like I said, he would do weird experiments, and it was all for the sake of magic and trying to get I guess connected to this other world and like trying to bring other demons, especially the devil, to our world. His mother at one point claimed and literally called him. The mark of the beast, pretty much like the fucking devil himself. It's fucking crazy. And his, eventually his parents too. They're like I said earlier, they're very wealthy, and he did inherit a lot of money when they passed away. So he took that money, and I believe he opened a house for.
Who are you talking about?
I'm still on Crowley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because eventually he opened up a house where it was open to other people like him. Just they were very around his time. Like these kind of people were just. They were freaks essentially, or wicked, as they would say. They would. It was an open door, or to his house for any people like him. And he was very open to, just people in general. Like he didn't. He wasn't that. What was he called? Like I guess he didn't. Damn it! What's the fucking word I'm thinking? He didn't give you shit like for the way you are, basically.
Okay.
Like he was
understanding.
Open. Yeah, he was open to because look at him.
Yeah,
he was a fucking freak himself. So he was very open to bringing other people like him, other mindsets similar to that house, and he let them do whatever they want to do, like artistically, and just have at it. Just all for he just wanted to just meet other people like him and just get more involved into his. And I think eventually, like we said earlier about that religion. And he
started that religion.
Yeah, he started that religion, and I can't like I said I can't remember how fucking Parsons.
I'll tell you, I got the Parsons part.
Okay,
when what's the time frame? Like what era?
This is the late. He was born in the late 1800s, 1875, and so this is like the early 1900s. Eventually, when he starts, like in his, like I said, his late teens and early 20s, he was already like fucking at it. Like he was just doing his thing.
Yeah. So Crowley he starts this religion, and he gets Parsons involved at the end of Crowley's life. So Parsons is involved in like the 30s and 40s.
Okay.
So Parsons comes from a rich upper class kind of background, you know what I mean? So his mom had money because his grandfather was paying their bills. When the grandfather died, they had to like downsize and move into a smaller house, whatever. He had kind of like Paul. He had like ADD, ADHD. He couldn't really like focus on one thing. So he was really, really involved and liked explosives. and he got really involved in trying to launch rockets, like make a liquid propelled rocket, because at the time they said that it's impossible. You'll never make a rocket that'll leave the Earth. So that's where all this, he started getting into the occult stuff, like these big sex orgies, and his wife was totally not into it. So Jack Parsons actually founded Jet Propulsion Laboratories. He's one of the founders of that company, and those are they're still to this day like the top, makers of rockets and shit like that. You know what I mean? They're a pretty famous company. Yeah. So, like if you kind of forward a little bit, but Parsons, he kind of gets involved with, he's got Jet Propulsion Laboratories and he's trying to make a liquid fueled rocket. At the same time, he's messing around with this, what's the name of the religion that Crowley started? Thelemitism?
Yeah, hold on. I got it right here.
All right, let him look at it. So, his first wife is like, I'm out. Like, I'm not down with all these orgies and shit. So he marries her sister. So he marries her sister, and her sister's like, oh, I'm down. And they're just like...
Every family has one, right?
Well, I bet if she's willing to marry her sister's ex-husband, she's got to be down for something.
Right? So they're down all the time, and they're getting down with that. And then they run into L. Ron Hubbard. And L. Ron Hubbard at the time is when he was like running.
How do you run into these types of people?
That's what I'm saying. It's like an anomaly. Like all three of them together. How the fuck did that happen?
Well, Crowley's already dead at this point, I'm pretty sure. What year did Crowley die?
He died in 1947.
Yeah, so like this is by the time L. Ron Hubbard's involved, Crowley's basically dead.
I thought he was alive at one point when all three of them were together.
Maybe at the very tail end of Crowley's life.
Yeah.
But so not only is Parsons' wife like, oh, I'm down with all these orgies trying to cast magic spells. Like, you're casting magic spells and shit as, like, they're like, all right, all these people are going to try to simultaneous orgasm and cast a fucking magic spell. You know what I mean? Like,
that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that but then...
Were they successful in any of that shit?
Well, so... Hold on, let me circle back to that. Okay. Because a lot of people, including Parsons, think that they were successful because that whole time people were saying, and scientists were saying, it's not possible to leave Earth's orbit. You'll never make a rocket or anything to leave Earth's orbit. And it wasn't until like he got really down into that. Whatever you call it, that lifestyle, that like then we had a president that was like, all right, we're going to the moon and shit like that, and then the hippie free love movement came out after that. Within 10 years, like 10 or 15 years, like that's what started happening. But hold on, this is where it gets weird. Parsons' wife, he got messed around with L. Ron Hubbard when L. Ron Hubbard was he was on his boat. He wasn't like he was running from the IRS and shit. Yeah. He convinced Parsons to give him $20,000 to start a boat business, and then L. Ron Hubbard successfully started that boat business, and then he took Parsons' wife. She left Parsons and married L. Ron Hubbard, and they had like 5 kids together.
Damn. Whoa. What the hell? Like what? I mean, I don't know. Just I guess you have dreams, baby. You know, right?
There's so much going on in that story, man.
Are there like any movies based off this shit?
There should be.
They should be. Yeah.
I know L. Ron Hubbard, but I mean, Jack Parsons. I mean, they mentioned him. I believe he's in what's the Captain America, or at least based on. I thought in the first one they mentioned him or he's working. I thought, like I remember.
Heating up, Rob.
No, I'm just curious.
Because when it shows it like in the beginning in Captain America, it's in the 40s, and when they're who is it? Fucking, I swear they mentioned him. Like it's like because I knew who he was at the time. I was like, holy shit, he's actually in in the comic books, or they're mentioning him. I was surprised. It was a scene where. Fuck, they were in a lab or... Fuck, I can't remember who was in there, but I swear that he was in there and they mentioned him and he was there working with them and it was part of I don't know, some project or some shit. I swear, but I could be wrong.
Is that like while they were in S.H.I.E.L.D.?
This
like
is,
in the 40s.
Yeah, this is in the 40s. This is before he.
So the first Avenger movie?
The first Captain America.
Captain America.
Weird.
Yeah, I
So
swear.
we're not confusing this with Alan Parsons, right?
No,
That's where. No,
we're not talking about the Alan Parsons project here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No.
great
thinking.
fucking band, or Alan Parsons is badass.
Whatever.
Is he?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
He's got good. Yeah, fuck yeah.
All
Realness-
right.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's
calm
Journey.
down.
Was that one?
Serious. Eye in the sky.
Eye in the
Serious than
Sky.
Eye in the
Yeah,
sky.
yeah.
It's serious than Eye in the sky. Yeah. But anyway,
Whatever.
yeah, I know.
I like this little, like threshold that we have right here. We could put the empty cans right there.
Well, when we get
I
the other big camera, like we're not going to be able to do that. So,
Why not?
well, because I mean, I guess we can, but like I'm trying to like make sure
we have to express our character, Rob.
Well, okay. Well, I'm just trying to drum up some business for my boy Serg.
Oh,
over
we're not
here.
going to cover.
Well,
up the
like it's
pinstripe.
going to be clear at the beginning.
Oh, that's true.
Right?
I like this cables, covering up their shit.
Yeah,
too.
I mean,
And their
okay.
laptop is like right over the logo.
So it'll start off with them being able to see the artwork.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah.
Well, I tried to make it as uncluttered as possible. Look, there's a lot of shit
There's a lot
going
of
on
shit
in this
going on. Yeah,
table.
you're right,
Okay,
you're right.
Have you seen Joe Rogan's table? There's all kinds of shit.
I
on
know.
there.
Have you seen his new studio in Austin?
Not the whole thing, but like
It's alright.
it's just
Yeah, my
People
shit's
don't
better.
like it.
it's just crazy, man. Like it's almost too out there.
I don't know. It looks
He
really
is out
fucking
there.
cool.
He's going a little more right as we go. I don't know if you noticed that. But,
I think he's always been a little bit right, hasn't he?
he danced in the middle a lot.
He considers
Definitely.
himself more.
Yeah, you know,
More
I
liberal.
heard him say he was more liberal, but I just think
I don't know. I think he's so open. It's hard to pinpoint
Yeah.
it. You know.
Yeah.
And, yeah, because it's funny because I was watching his deal with George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell.
Yeah.
and then like George Knapp, like when they're on there, like we're talking about Skinwalker Ranch, and Joe's like, dude, there's no proof for any of this shit. Where's your proof? And I was like, oh, I thought Joe was a believer. Like, damn.
There's a lot of apparently there's a lot of like news going on in Spotify headquarters, fighting over the Joe Rogan podcast. I don't know if you read about
Yeah.
that or heard
No,
about that.
what?
Yeah.
I don't know too much about it. I was like on the shitter and I saw it.
It's
and-
because on Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday, one of his guests suggested, like, hey, why don't you hold a debate, just you, Biden, and Trump?
Yeah.
And Joe's like, yeah, I'd like that. And
Yeah.
from there,
And then Trump was like, "I'll do it."
Yeah, Trump heard it. He immediately agreed to it. But immediately right after that, people on the left,
Yeah.
they were trashing him, and people that work from Spotify, they were saying that he's he's racist and transphobic, all the things that they're trying to that's trying to ruin somebody. He's not like that at all. Clearly, you don't listen to his fucking pot. You don't know who he is.
Yeah, I think anybody that listens to any of his podcasts would know that
Yeah,
right off the
that's
bat.
his bullshit.
He's
That's
just kind of. I think that's why he's such a good moderator and interviewer.
Yeah.
He's just very open minded, but he's very analytical at the same time. Like when you say something, he's like, "Where's your-" like he told?" I mean, he believes the UFO stories, like all those the UFO stories and shit, and all, like
He's all about it, man.
He believes Bob Lazar because Bob Lazar has proof,
right.
But then
he didn't at one time, man. He made fun of Tom DeLonge when he had Tom DeLonge on there.
That's because Tom.
Well, that
go back and watch
episode
that.
was crazy,
Tom
dude.
Was not. Tom was speaking in tongues, basically.
Yeah,
Well, I
dude.
mean, because he's so like when you're excited about something,
Yeah.
you speak in tongues, and no matter what it is,
Yeah.
because you know your shit. But Joe Rogan was giving him a fair shake that episode. It's just that after the episode, he started talking shit about him and like, that guy's fucking loony and crazy and stuff.
Go back and watch
It
that
seemed
episode,
like it,
dude.
though,
He
man.
was way out there.
He just
dude.
seemed
I
weird.
think he just, I don't know the guy, but when you're passionate about something,
Well, I think what it was there was like he went on that show at the time when To the Stars Academy was like on the cusp of breaking.
Right.
He was about to release all this information, and like he basically couldn't say anything about it. So like the whole time he's on Joe Rogan's podcast, like wanting to say something about it. And like, what are you going to say? Yeah. Like, he's dancing around everything because he's like, I don't know what's actually going to be unclassified and what's not. I don't know what I can say. That's why the whole time he was like, I'll tell you off air. You know, what I mean?
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's like, there's major shit happening. You know what I mean? And then like, you're like, oh, Tom is crazy. Like, he thinks he is he thinks he has danced with an alien or something. Like, that's what he's going to tell Joe. But that's not the case. Like, he really was just like, I really think that, like you said, he was excited, number one, but number two, like, he had all that shit about to come out, and he's like, I can't blow that.
Right, he was kind of like pumping the brakes at the serious
Yeah.
questions, and I can see where the skepticism is there. You know, I don't
think
know. It's a big
think
laugh
Joe
in the
said
face.
something about it, like, where he was like, now I understand why, like, he was kind of dancing around all those questions.
Yeah, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Going on topic. I know.
A lot of people were just at Spotify too were upset.
Yeah.
Because of they were saying that he needs to go, and like the I believe it was the owner. It's like he's not going anywhere. He's defending him. He's like invested a lot of money.
Yeah, you gave him $100 million.
He's not going anywhere.
Well, that's
He's
what
not going anywhere.
apparently, like Joe said, like the $100 million is what he got from Spotify. Like, apparently the deal is way bigger than that. Like, to move all his shit, like all his sponsorships and stuff like that he had to have like taken with him, and going on a national platform like that, I'm sure he got approached by a lot bigger sponsors.
I wonder
and
if he's
was
still
demanding
sponsored
a
by
lot more
Fleshlight.
money.
What?
He was.
Wait,
At the
what?
very beginning of at the
course
very
he was.
beginning of the podcast, he was sponsored by Fleshlight.
Fleshlight, nice. For those that you don't know what Fleshlight is, Paul, do
Please.
tell.
It's a light that looks like that's fleshy.
Yeah, it's a fleshly.
No,
Fleshly.
It looks like
Fleshly,
a fucking
right?
flashlight, but you uncover it and
It's a pocket masturbator.
Yeah,
Right?
well, you can't fit it in your pocket.
It's a
pretty big.
masturbatory tool for men.
There you
Yeah,
go.
you fuck it.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay, well,
well.
That's what it is.
all right.
I owned one.
Oh, nice.
Okay, there we go. Now we're getting into
Like
it.
an actual one, or was it like a homemade one?
Or not?
Nah,
Was it a
I paid
knockoff?
for it.
Pay for it? Oh, okay.
No, it was
Did you buy the Rachel Rocks
It
one?
was a Jenna Jameson one.
Ray J-
No, you know what Jenna
That's
Jameson
why-
is, right?
Of course,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, yeah. We know James Jameson.
Yeah, James Jameson was like back in my day. I
Our
think
day.
kind of. Yeah, our day.
Our day.
Yeah, I forget. Yeah, whatever.
That's why Rachel Rocks won't come on this program, because we're going to talk about her fleshlight and stuff,
Does she
and
really
it's going
have
to be
one?
awkward. Yeah, she does.
Oh,
I
Pretty
didn't
sure.
even think about that.
sponsorship maybe.
What are we going to give her in
Take it.
return?
No. Why don't we just sponsor it anyway? Just say it. And Nate will give it
I
to
just
us.
did.
She was, right now she was probably dialing your number and was like, I want to get on that. And then they hear it. She's live right now. She's seen
She's-
the live.
oh, yeah,
thing.
she's
like,
she's
fuck
watching
these
it.
guys.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah. Oh well, thanks.
Yeah, I doubt that's happening.
She is our Twitter follower,
Yeah, but we don't post on Twitter, so
but still,
she did follow
That's a
us
hard
on Twitter.
flex, though. If you don't post on Twitter and you got to follow by a porn star or ex porn star, I'm just saying
That's true.
Hey,
It's a hard flex. Hard flex.
yeah, no pun intended. Yeah.
No, there was definitely a pun intended there, I'm pretty sure.
So back on this train, how many hits did this Alan Parsons have? Oh, we're not talking about the same guy. I'm sorry.
No.
Unfortunately, he hit himself. Yeah.
So,
Supposedly, I was gonna say about Parsons. He got it was an accident, supposedly in his laboratory. Allegedly, yeah. But they're saying that there's suspicions of murder.
it was all around McCarthyism. Like when the red.
He was 37.
He was
too.
suspect. Yeah, he was
Wasn't
my,
that old.
Yeah, he was
Fuck,
my
man.
age.
That's young, man.
I know. Fuck. That sucks.
Yeah, that's. I mean, but back then, when at the time, Jack was, he's. I mean, I think that we take rocket science and missiles and shit like that for granted, but a lot of guys blew off a lot of limbs and died
Good point.
figuring that shit out.
Good point.
Yeah,
You know
man,
what I
for
mean?
Sure.
Well, just the whole Bob Lazar when he went in and he replaced a dead guy that was on
Yeah,
that team
that's
because
fucked true.
You know what I mean? So it's a lot of
Same-
sacrifice
same
to get
situation.
new
Yeah,
knowledge.
yeah.
You know,
We went to. I took my daughter over to Space Center Houston
that's right.
about a week and a half ago.
how was that mask
Nice.
situation?
Didn't you say you're disappointed?
I was a little disappointed because when you're with the 10-year-old, they just want to look. They don't give a fuck what it is. They just
Yeah.
and then they're done. You know what I mean? They
You're
don't
like,
want to
wait,
read.
I want
they
to
wanna
read
read
this
it.
plaque.
Yeah,
I
they don't
want
want
to
to read
what
the
this plaque
plaques.
says.
know.
So you have to read the plaques and then tell them, and then they're like, "Oh, cool story," and then they run off. You know what I mean? So
Well, see, if you ever go to the zoo or something like that, you see just like the old people just reading, and the kids are like, "Oh, look at that!" And this and
exactly.
That, you know? And that's cool,
and that's so when we went. I mean, I thought it was. It was okay. The mask situation was pretty fucking stupid. I mean, they were making everybody wear masks, obviously. But I walked in. I wear a bandana. I usually don't wear a mask. Just because, like, it doesn't.
Of your beard?
Yeah, because of my beard. Yeah. Like, a mask doesn't tuck under my chin.
Just shave it off.
So, like, I wear a bandana. So when I walked in, the lady was like, "You can't wear a bandana. You have to wear a mask that tucks under your chin." And I was like, "I just drove an hour and 20 minutes to get here. I'm going in."
Yeah.
Like,
Do you see this majestic beard?
just bought tickets. Like, you couldn't tell me that before I paid for the ticket. Also. And they're like, "Oh, well, we have a disposable mask you can wear." And I was like, I was like, "Why do I need to wear a disposable mask?" And she's like, "Because it has to tuck under your chin." And so I put the disposable mask on her, and I was like, "This doesn't tuck under my chin. The bandana covers more than the mask does."
Yeah.
And she's like, "I'm just doing what our boss asked us to do." And I was like, "That's fine, but I want you to look and see how stupid this is." Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't mind. I mean, I do mind the mask wearing thing because I don't think that whatever. I don't want to
we're not
the personal politics of it. It's whatever.
It's fine.
But
yeah, go ahead.
If you're a business and I'm choosing to spend my money at your business and your business says you must wear a mask and you've let that known before I get there, that's fine. I'll abide. This is America. You can do that just like I can choose not to go in.
That's true.
But
I mean,
that's the whole thing. If you're saying, hey, if you want to partake, you have to wear a mask. That's fine. Yeah. I wore the bandana.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is the stupidest thing that I've ever had to do.
But it just you got. I guess other people will bitch about it. Like people are going to bitch about it regardless on both sides.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But on that topic, kind of, did you ever see that meme that Governor Greg Abbott doesn't stand for the flag?
Oh, you mean the fact that he's confined to a wheelchair? Like,
well, I don't know. I'm just saying. It's a meme going around.
Oh, okay.
Like,
that's a low blow.
That's a cheap shot, but I thought it was
probably right between like the C4, the C or C6, C7. Is that what it is? Like that's what severs the nerve.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Something like that. I don't know what it is.
Hey, you took it that level.
Anyway,
how do you sleep at night?
On my side, so I don't mess up my beard.
There you go. Hey, so on your beard, I know we're still on.
Wow, we are way off.
I know
topic.
we're off topic, but still, do you ever think about like when you get it to a certain point, you're gonna like put it in a little like rubber band or like a ponytail for the beard?
It doesn't really grow any more than this.
I've seen people like that though. Like,
yeah, but like I mean,
when
have you ever seen my beard longer than it is now?
I don't know, man. It's like when
it doesn't
when
grow
I see
any
you
further
every
than
day,
this.
or not every day, but all the time. It's like you could be losing weight and I won't know. But then you go out and meet somebody that
I appreciate that,
but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But you kind of get my drift.
Yeah,
you know
I get what you're saying. Now,
often,
for some reason, and maybe somebody could tell us why. Like, I don't really trim my beard except for my cheeks. Sorry, I'm trying not to burp into the microphone.
Yeah.
I don't really trim my beard except for like on the sides, so to kind of force it to grow down. And I trim this because it tends to mat as it hits my collarbones. If it gets too long, it starts to mat back up onto itself. But I don't trim the length off the front of it at all. It just kind of stops growing at this length. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think we're all jealous. I think.
I don't know. Serg can grow a pretty rad goatee like that. Shit. Yeah, his shit's longer.
That's the only place it grows.
Right there, like,
I have to leave stubble, or else people think I'm like 10 years old. Dude, legit. When I was working overseas, like I'd be walking around the base, and then like military guys would look at me and be like, "Do your parents know you're here?"
That's fucked up.
Like to my face, and I was just like, "Yes."
I'm going to the gym to work out. Leave me alone.
If you weren't like a 250-pound Marine,
yeah.
But back to Space Center Houston, like, we went. So while we were at Space Center Houston, I mean, most of the attractions, I mean, they're up, but it's just they don't have a lot of crowd there. So like, I don't know. Like,
it's kind of cool though with no crowd. No.
Yeah, it was, but you see everything super fast with no crowds. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, there's no. So we got there at 10. My intention was like, all right, we're gonna get here at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're gonna spend probably all day there, because like I remember going to Space Center Houston, and it was like, oh, we're going to go see this, and we're going to watch. Like, the 10-year-olds don't want to watch the fucking educational movies, and the theater wasn't playing anyway. So, like, they had, it was open. You could go in there and, like, watch a looped 15-minute film, but it was the same 15-minute film. And, like, if you sat in there for longer than so long, like, the security guards were like, you have to keep, moving out of there. But, I mean, we saw all the exhibits. We did the virtual reality thing with the headsets, where it moves you around like you're in space, like you're on a spacewalk or whatever. And they had like raccoon, like bandit masks, disposable masks for the VR headsets to touch your skin. And
those jerks.
I'm like, what? I was like, okay, whatever.
Did they have like the moon rock that you can touch?
You can't touch the moon rock, but it's there. They have lunar soil samples and all that kind of stuff that are there.
You were able to touch it at one point, and I guess is it because of the COVID that they guarded that off, or
maybe I think the actual moon rock that you're talking about is in the Smithsonian now. It's not at Space Center. There are moon rocks and stuff there, and it talks about like what the makeup of the moon is and like what the lunar soils. And they have bags of lunar soil, but they're all vacuum sealed because they don't want them to degrade.
Let's ask Paul that. I mean, did we even land on the moon?
Don't ask me that.
Have you seen those memes where it's like CGI from 1995, and then it shows like the footage of the moon. Yeah, but we CGI'd landing on the moon in 1969.
And then you see like the 2000, was it Godzilla in 98, 99?
Yeah,
that CGI was kind of bad, right?
I mean, just like the fucking CGI from like the 90s is fucking terrible.
Yeah. Fucking Lawnmower Man.
I've never seen it.
No, fucking terrible CGI. It's fucking awful.
Well, that was. I mean, what's his name? Freaking the guy that did the fucking Ninja Turtles, the puppets.
Henson?
Corey Feldman?
Jim Henson. He died. So, I mean, when he died, everybody was like, fuck, I don't have that vision. I'm just going straight to CGI. That guy had all the patience in the world.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and people just got lazy.
Yeah, we watched The Dark Crystal.
That's what it was, The Dark Crystal, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, The Dark Crystal, that was no CGI. Well, there was a little CGI in that, but, I mean, like, today, that'd be all...
No, it'll be all CGI.
All CGI, but...
lazy fucks.
Landrum wants to come on and do a hit play with us for... the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie from 1991 or whatever it is. 1990? Yeah. So he was like, we should do that one. And I'm like,
that's a good one.
I was like, that's a good one to do. Like, we could probably do that. But his suggestion was to do it with no video audio.
No video?
Yeah, just the commentary. No audio from the movie.
We tried doing that once, and I don't think that went so well.
You can't tell where we are in the movie.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I there's some podcasts that actually, do the same thing, and then they're like, get ready, hit play now. Yeah. And then there's no audio in the movie. I mean, it can get kind of boring if you do it that way.
The first time we did it, I remember that.
I think we could do two mixes, though, like an audio mix where you could listen to it with us, and then, like, if you don't want to do that, you can... hit play, and then... I
think judging based on the other times we did it with it, it's done pretty well. I mean, I'm just guessing. I don't know. I think that... What was the first movie we did without that? It was just the first movie we did.
It wasn't Tokyo Drift, was it?
No.
It was...
I think it was with Josh. I wasn't here.
But the audio was on there. I listened to it like a couple of months ago. The audio for the movie was
y'all did one with Raph, didn't you?
No,
I don't remember that.
What the hell is a Raph?
I don't remember doing one with him. I don't know. That's just me. I think it's if I was a listener, I would like to at least hear the
audio,
movie and just have that kind of guidance so you kind of know.
Well, then if you do it that way, I don't know if you can actually do the video.
Yeah, is there any copyright stuff?
I don't think we could do that on YouTube.
Djibouti Doves does it. I don't know how they do it.
They probably like drop it down an octave or something.
Yeah, no. If you slight variation change.
Even in the video, like you can't now that we're doing live stream, like we couldn't live stream or video do one of those because you can't show the video on YouTube.
Right.
Copyright fucking strikes.
So a buddy of mine is in a cover band, and I was doing some mixes for him, and they were putting stuff up on YouTube and Facebook. and one of their blocks of songs, because I wasn't doing a song, I was doing like 3 songs.
Yeah.
And then, because I was like, nobody wants to listen to one of your songs, dude. Like, I'll just do like 20-minute bursts. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
and they would, a buddy of mine's cover band.
Okay.
But
it's not
like,
even original.
But he wants to listen to 20 of his songs.
But I put them all up there.
Like we want to hear ourselves.
I put them all up there.
No
all
fans.
the songs are up there, but like it's just instead of being like each individual song, it's like 20 minutes of the set.
Yeah.
And but like one of them kept getting yanked down, and it's because it had an Eagles song in it. And like even it's a cover,
Damn.
like the YouTube algorithm finds it and yanks it.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's crazy.
How the fuck did they do that?
I don't know, man, but they did it.
Yeah. Me. Get in the chopper. I don't know.
Yeah, right?
Is that me?
Damn.
I know that's not me because my phone is like 10 feet away.
Yeah, it's back there.
Shit, maybe it was me.
God damn it, Rob! Table flips over.
Start over.
Like, I don't know how people do it because like there was this one drummer I used to follow that he would play the drums over like all kinds of like rap songs or some kind of crazy electro music and stuff. But like it was obviously the regular audio.
Yeah,
with his drumming over it.
I think there's certain ways, like if you consider it educational or something, there are ways, there's like loopholes essentially, or if you, I don't know if you can also disclaim. I've seen people do that. Because I tried looking into that too. I don't know how that works, but to my knowledge, from what I know, like there's, especially like taking the educational route, depending on the format of what you're going for, you can get away with it all day long, pretty much. But
I don't know.
It just depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how the copyright shit works, so we'll figure that out. So we'll be dropping like on the we'll figure it out. Like we'll do some teases of shit because we've had music from other people in our podcast before and had nothing. I mean, they didn't get yanked down. That one that we were talking about, Vanilla Ice, we put that whole Too Cold song at the end of the podcast.
Motley
Remember?
Crue too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe we shouldn't say.
Well, I mean,
to be fair, those got like
those songs were shit.
Well,
they don't care,
But then we didn't have our Indian listening audience at that point either. You know what I mean?
Dominated. Our American.
So how do you feel that? Like, we literally have, like, a sweatshop in India listening to our shit.
I don't care. I love it. Sergio doesn't know what we're talking about.
So maybe the audience will know.
I will, just to give you some background so you know what we're talking about. 2 months ago, I guess maybe more than 2. No, it was about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
About 2 months ago, we switched hosting sites. We switched from SoundCloud to a website called Buzzsprout that hosts our podcast now, for a lot of different reasons. But Buzzsprout offers a lot more advertising, sponsorship and stuff, monetization. Just they're a better distribution source for the way that we are doing our podcast. So they let you see like how many downloads each of your episodes has had. They let you see where it's like where all your episodes are being downloaded at. And so what I did was I was like, I really wanted to promote the podcast. So I bought some Google ad space. So I bought Google ads, targeted ads for specific searches, and just, they were like, where do you want to target ads? And I was like, everywhere, the whole world. I don't give a fuck. And actually I really only picked like United States, Canada, England, Italy, Germany, Spain,
all the white countries,
Mexico.
Right? Well, yeah. You threw in Mexico right there at the last.
No, I did.
I did have 3 downloads.
Well, that's Mexico. I mean, that's maybe the internet's not that great. I don't know.
Probably isn't. Probably not. Probably isn't because of that wall.
But India's better for some reason.
Well, so
bad reception
Chris,
because of that wall.
Chris, right around the same time that we switched to Buzzsprout, Chris, the guy that owns HC Universal Network, that's our distribution network. He sent me a message and he's like, "Hey, I got us online in India. Like, now the podcasts, like all the podcasts on his network are on some hosting site in India." And I was like, "Cool, man. Like, whatever, like that's cool." So I added. I went back and checked, and our Google ads are not targeted at India. They're. I don't think that it's like it's just not one of the options.
Right.
So I went and looked, and like I started showing these guys like our numbers were doing like pretty good. They were doing about what we were doing on SoundCloud. When we left SoundCloud, we had about 8,500 downloads over the first 3.5 years or whatever that this podcast was going on.
I don't even know.
And then since we joined Buzzsprout, we hit 1,500 this week. So that puts us over 10,000 downloads, by the way. Total. Yeah. So
I'll drink
crazy.
to that.
Drink to that.
I'll drink to anything.
Drink to 10K.
I'll drink to anything. Actually.
But when you look at the locations of our like where the spread is, Paul, why don't you give us the stats on who our number one listener is?
It was at one point it was tied between
go to
us.
go to all episodes.
Okay.
You're only on the last ones.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Damn, it's still over though. Yeah,
Way
we were
over.
tied with India and the U.S. and United States. But now it's 58% of the downloads is coming from India, 35% is the United States, and the rest is just Ireland is 1%. Everything else is below. But mainly India, United States, and Ireland for some reason.
India is
for some
dominating.
reason too. Yeah, I like to go back to certain cities too. Like for some reason in Ohio, where is it? I saw there's 71 down in Columbus, Ohio. In the Woodlands too, there's a shitload.
That's you.
That's me. Fuck you. I'm in spring.
Well, I mean, I know why Columbus, Ohio, and India because our podcast is for the slums. And I think I think it's for the slums.
Fucking Ready Player One is
where
how
from?
I think
Columbus Stacks. Yeah, he's right.
Wow,
Columbus.
interesting.
Yeah.
So no, I mean,
thought that's what you're making.
I whore out our podcast to anybody that'll listen. Yeah. I send them the link, and I'm like, "Hey, you should listen to our podcast." So there's a lot of like people that I follow on Instagram a lot, and I'll just like I'll send out our podcast and be like they'll do on their stories like, hey, ask me a question, and I'll be like, will you listen to our podcast? And I'll send them the link, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, shameless self-promotion.
Yeah,
as much as... No,
there's no such thing as
shameless.
It is shameless.
In that, man.
Fucking taking a dump, somebody next to you, hey, man, you listen to podcasts? Yeah, well, check out mine or some shit.
Yeah, I'm going to get... What's wrong with that?
I can picture Chris just going, like, there's like a row of computers, and like people just sweating in India, and Chris is just walking with his hands behind his back,
Damn.
like, you fucking download.
Make sure
you fucking download.
Make sure
you can't get a hold of him sometimes. He's over fucking seas across the fucking
Chris
world.
is our from the AC Universal.
So what's funny is it'll show you the sources. It shows you the sources of where like it's playing from, and most of our downloads come from the embedded player on our website.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of traffic to our website.
Yeah.
Probably a lot more than we should. We should probably have better content on our website.
Well, not only that, but we should probably have something where, like the Google ads should be on the website, right?
Yeah, I mean, I sent you the thing, but
I don't know. I don't know how to fucking if that is the case, then we should probably have like a lot of advertisement of curry and fucking
Mahatma rice.
Oh no,
that's not a thing. They don't buy rice over there. They just grow it.
Advertisement of curry.
That's fucked up.
Hey,
you call me fucking racist.
Call a spade a spade.
That's
I mean,
not racist. That's just like Bill Burr says. That's just an observation. It's the truth, though.
Observation, sir.
Sure.
Worked at HP. There was this fucking area like it smells like fucking curry. Like it was just really bad.
Yeah.
And I asked my boss, like, what does that smell? It's like, well, you know, like I don't know how to put this lightly, but there was just a bunch of people that worked in this area for years. And that stench has never left. And he's like, that was years ago. It's like, there's nobody in that area. It's been vacant. It's like a storage area for our material at the time.
Yeah.
And he told me, he's like, no, nobody's been here for years. And that stench has been around for a long time.
Oh, it's like seeped into the drywall.
Man, it is fucking
the steel
strong.
beams.
It is strong, man.
It's like walking into a smoker's house that's smoked for like 60 years.
Yeah, everything's
Have you ever
yellow.
done that? Everything's yellow.
Yeah.
And shit.
Yeah.
My
Looks like shit.
It's like dripping down the walls. You know what I mean? Fish, like old fish and curry.
Oh
smell.
God. I saw a dead fish earlier today. It was hilarious.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
I don't know. It was just laying there.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, it just looked funny to me. I laugh at things. What do you want from me?
Okay, Paul.
I laugh at the world. What do you want? People
Laugh in the world laughs with you. Cry and you cry alone.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you gonna be crying with you? Fuck no.
Fuck
That's
you.
Damn sure.
So,
Man.
not to get political.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
I live in a cul-de-sac. It's just like, my yard is kind of, my front yard shares with my neighbor kind of because it's a very small front yard.
And your yard's very well maintained, I assume.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Like meticulous.
No, well, I mean, I hired a fucking landscape artist. I'm not doing that shit myself.
Oh, I just assumed because you were Mexican.
Well,
I thought that's where he was going to go with it. But
a fair observation, sir.
I mean,
I'll give you that.
You got where I was going with that. That was an obviously like super racist joke. I just set you up for.
It was a great observation.
It was not an observation. Whatever.
No, but what I was getting at is that so like my neighbor, like Megan calls me like, hey, you're gonna laugh your ass off whenever you get home. Like, cool, okay. They fucking TP'd our house. Like, damn it, okay. I thought they did. But no, there's a huge Trump fucking sign on their front yard. I'm like, okay, that sucks. Well, I mean, it is what it is. You choose who you want to choose. That's fine. But we're I have a small yard, and it kind of looks like you're sharing it with me.
Okay, that's your beef. It just looks like it's a joint effort.
A joint effort here, right? I mean, they're great people.
Build the wall.
Oh, there it is.
Build your wall in between the.
You should put a sign next to theirs that says "Not my sign." And like,
that'd be great.
That would be
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
No,
if I want to start beef with my neighbors, we'll see.
People give you shit for believing in that guy. They really would. I've seen it.
Some people would.
People get attacked.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the guy, but I'm like, you believe who you want to believe.
People get attacked. People are under attack for that.
I want to order one of the yard signs that says Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then underneath it says "You're our only hope." Like if he was running for office.
Oh, nice.
Or like national emergency.
There's an Amber Alert going on that somebody doesn't have their.
Yeah, my shit's on silent, not me.
Mine's on silent.
Yeah, losers. Mine wasn't on silent.
I turned Amber Alerts off a long time ago.
I know you did. Yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah, fuck them kids.
How am I going to find them? I don't know. What are the odds?
Goddamn conservatives. No, I'm just kidding.
Nothing.
Jesus.
No, and speaking of Jesus, I should have a picture of Obi-Wan Kenobi in front of my yard.
On your, love Ewan McGregor from Attack of the Clones. That people are always like, I put this on my mom's mantle and see if she recognizes. Somebody put another one of those up on Facebook today or yesterday, and it was a silhouette of Dave Grohl, and they were like, "Bet you won't put this on."
Bet you won't share it.
How many people won't share it? Yeah. And then like one of my friends was like, put the first comment on there was like, "I've got another confession to make." It was pretty good.
Nice.
That's fucking great. Fucking Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
Dave Grohl.
Fuck you guys.
That's a guy that needs.
I'm glad I'm not Jewish.
Yes. Dude, he's got some.
Fuck you guys. What? I'm glad I'm not Jewish.
I don't have any idea what that joke is supposed to mean.
No.
I just know your aspect ratio, Rob, went to like fucking 4 or 5 or 4 3.
I don't know why it keeps switching back. We'll have to. That's why this is a test live stream.
Knocked up. What's his name?
Oh yeah,
the joke because like they keep giving him shit because they placed a bet for a year. He had to grow his hair and beard, and he get free rent. But in order to get there, he has to endure all the insults. And so they're all Jewish. He's like, Martin's like, no, fuck you guys. I'm glad I'm not Jewish. Like, yeah, you weren't chosen for a reason.
That's right.
Oh my god!
I thought about that earlier today. It's like, that's fucking hilarious.
That reminds me of when they show up at the house and they're like, "You've all got pink eye," and then he walks up in the background. He's like, "You got pink eye too?" And he's like, "No, I'm just really high."
Yeah, Martin. Yeah, I'm just really high. No, that's how you get pink eye.
Is that the movie that Jason Segel flashed the cock?
No, that's Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall. You're right.
Rob, I used to watch it every fucking day at the studio.
I think
just to see Jason Segel's cock.
No, Well,
Now, trust me, I would know. I've seen the movie plenty of times
Where's
at
the
the
movie?
studio.
He loves that cock.
I know,
The movie's great. And
no,
the
but
cock,
there's a
yeah.
movie. Oh no, he's holding his balls during the earthquake.
Yeah.
He didn't
They
flash
didn't show
it.
it. Like,
no, you're
no,
right.
that's knocked up. Yeah,
That's
he's like,
knocked up,
oh
yeah.
shit, I forgot to go turn the lights or some
Oh,
shit.
yeah,
dude.
Oh yeah, he's standing outside
He's
naked.
not afraid to be naked.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
That's
man.
great.
You know what movie he's really great in is SLC Punk
I never seen.
Oh
it. I
yeah,
haven't
it's
seen it.
like
with
the
Matthew
Buddy Holly
Lillard.
looking like.
Yeah, yeah,
Little
he's the
sticklets.
nerdy looking guy, and he's
Yeah. He's a fucking serious punk.
Yeah. When he's like there's a scene where Matthew Lillard's like talking to the camera, you know, breaking the fourth wall, like introducing everybody, and they're like, and he's like, and this guy, this guy's fucking great.
Yeah.
Watch this is my favorite part. And the guy, like, it just pans back, and he's standing there, and he's just wearing like a plaid polo and khakis and glasses, and the guy bumps into him, and he fucking grabs his head and just slams it into the wall and just throws him on the ground, and you're like, God damn!
That's right.
And that's Jason Segel, like.
That's one of his first. Well,
One of his first movies, yeah.
Before,
Can't Hardly Wait. He was in there.
Yeah,
That's before Can't Hardly Wait.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Freaks and Geeks too. I think, or pretty close.
Freaks
to it.
and Geeks was after all that, I believe.
Yeah, it's like 2000, 2001.
SLC Punk.
SLC Punk, man. So you said earlier, did you know that they're doing a Ready Player 2?
Yeah, I mean, there's a book. There's a sequel.
The
I
book
believe.
is the book out already?
I
I
believe so,
I
yeah.
thought the announcement was for the book, not the movie.
Yeah, I believe they are making a movie too. Like I know that the sequel, the book came out already.
Okay,
and I believe they want to do another one, which I hope they do because I love the first one, man.
I'm
That was-
curious about
that
what
was
it's about because
amazing,
I
man.
felt like they wrapped it all up pretty good. Like what the
Yeah, that's that. I don't know where they can go with that too. Like I'm
Yeah.
interested to see where they would.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that Steven Spielberg wanted to do with that movie that he couldn't because he couldn't get the licensing rights for.
Yeah, but it was still amazing.
He got
all
a
the
lot of
things they
fucking
did,
rights,
man.
though. Oh, it was all his
all
fucking
the-
movies.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, it was still cool to see all those, just all those references and all those characters and us growing up, you know, seeing and watching. It was cool. I mean, that movie was like a good culmination of just like my childhood. Probably most of all of our childhood.
See, one of the
you know?
things that, like, I maybe I'm speaking ignorantly, which I probably am. But like one of the things that I'm curious about, and maybe I will have to go read the book, is I don't see how a book could like describe the subtleties that you get from like a visual medium like a movie where like you just see like the passing
you
something
hold
weird
your
in the
tongue.
background. You know what I mean?
Hold your tongue there, sir. No, I'm just kidding. I know
Yeah,
what you mean.
that
I-
could
like-
be added. That could be for the adaptation. They would do it for that reason. But no, I would completely agree because you're just reading. You're just using your imagination. How would they go that in detail? I mean, they probably could, but it doesn't do it justice like you're saying in a film.
Well, see, and there's a couple times where I like to read a book before I watch the movie, and like the most recent one I think was The Revenant. And
Is that the bear rape movie?
Yeah, the Bear Rape movie with DiCaprio and fucking
That's a
Capone
great
or
scene.
whatever.
The one where he finally got an Oscar.
Tom
for-
Hardy.
Capone's
yeah,
in there.
Tom Hardy. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. But the book was better, and it's
That's
more
usually the
detailed.
case.
And it's more detailed, and it's cool because you have your own imagination on what these
Yeah.
characters look like and where the settings is, and
That's what's cool about books.
Exactly.
You use your imagination,
So I mean,
yeah.
you know, if you have a wild imagination, you know, it could be pretty vivid and crazy and everything. Then you watch the movie. It's like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
but
expectations
maybe
are
that's the
different.
reason why the movie sucks compared to the book. Maybe because you have higher expectations because you're imagining these characters,
Reading
in
the
your-
book,
in your,
I could see that.
vision.
So you read, you said you read it first and then you watched it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I mean, yeah,
That would make sense. I would probably feel the same way. I mean, because how would my expectations match from my imagination to a different director's point of view?
But even in comics though, like Kick-Ass, the book is better than the movie, I think, and the movie's great. I mean,
Yeah,
but see, then in comics, you see the visual details and the art and everything.
yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's kind of a sort of
So
in
that
between. Like you know what I mean. It's giving it to you.
Yeah.
You don't have to do most of the work, but it all depends. Like some people like doing that or not. But that's kind of meeting halfway in a sense because you got the visuals in the comic and then they're trying to adapt that to film. But that's not always the case. Just different points of view and whatever direction they want to take it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just me, but
I guess that's one of those things that like you just have to like wait till you see the visual medium of it. I guess you know what I mean? Like. Because I mean, there are some movies. You know, we should save this for a different episode, talking about movies that books that have been adapted well into movies, and
that is a good episode, huh? A good topic. I mean,
yeah. Movies that have been adapted poorly.
But I'm impatient.
Come on, Paul. I know you want to say something. You should see this fucking leg over here, boy. It's fucking going 100 miles a minute.
We're gonna get a camera on that.
A camera on the leg.
That'd be great. Paul's leg cam.
Just have it like picture in picture on the bottom.
Exactly.
We do have picture in picture.
Yeah, there's a function there. Whenever I want to watch my fucking games, I'm like, fuck you. I'm putting in PIP. Watching my game right on live.
That's what I was asking. If you get a monitor to the screen, just fuck that. Just be a dick and just put it on right here. Fuck you guys, watch the game.
Yeah.
Well, we tried that last episode. He wanted to watch, and I don't have that ability out here. I got rid of the cable box because I never used it.
That makes sense.
But I mean, I could get it with a Roku stick, but I already have an Apple TV out here. I don't want to have another streaming box out here.
What do you need a stick? Just plug it. You don't have another HDMI port there?
I do, but like then I would have Apple TV. Then I would have all the apps on there. Then Apple TV and Roku all on one.
Roku
TV.
just for when you have Xfinity, right? You have Chromecast. You just get the Xfinity beta fucking streamer.
That's the only reason I would get it because it's only on the Roku.
That's all you need it for. Well, I mean, you don't watch the sports, I guess, the way I do. But
I have a Roku stick in the backyard because that's where I watch baseball.
That's where you watch baseball. Yeah.
That's too many options, man.
That is a lot. Well, see, it's just a beautiful time to be alive.
It is.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy, man. Because like I'm pretty much all YouTube. Maybe some Hulu here and there, but like I'm all YouTube.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's man.
Like YouTube TV or like you just stream like
no,
videos?
Just straight up YouTube, man.
Yeah.
Like,
nice.
Anything I want to find out about,
yeah,
YouTube.
Yeah, that's legit.
Oh, see, like we watch. Like when people come over, like I like to have, when we come over and like smoke cigars and stuff like that, I like to go sit on the back patio. When the weather's nice, like right now, like have a cigar.
Oh, you smoke cigars?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
You know this.
I can't wait. I'm going on a trip tomorrow. Can't wait. It's be sexy.
Oh, where are you going?
That's not the kind of cigars I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's gonna go play Super Mario Brothers and go to the Mushroom Kingdom.
Me and Travis. That's gonna be fun, man.
Oh, nice.
If any cops are listening to this,
we're gonna go
GPS track Paul's cell phone. You can find them.
We're gonna head to the Sam Houston National Forest and just some beautiful scenic.
Oh, nice.
It's
perfect.
You're
gonna drive back.
That park is
gonna be
super
awesome.
nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's beautiful out there, man. I fucking love it. Fuck you. Yeah. So
And on that note,
thank you to the two viewers that have been streaming this.
That is me and Landrum.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, nice.
I've just been monitoring it, watching like the camera. The camera keeps swapping aspect ratios. I don't know why. That's one of those bugs we have to figure out why it's doing that.
And it's the one that's I know why. It's because Rob talks too much and it's always on Rob. And like, fuck this, I'm giving him some shitty quality. And goes back to the 4:3.
Well, the lighting on your side's not great, so I got to adjust the lighting in here.
His immense,
talking.
No, it's just so bad. The aspect ratio goes down. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it goes from 16. See, like they're in 16:9. Yeah. So like it for some reason it keeps bouncing back to 4:3. I don't know why.
Yeah. It might be. I don't know. Yeah.
See, it bounces back to 4:3 when it's
when it's on us.
I don't know, but I've changed it a couple of times and it keeps bouncing back. I don't know why. So,
on that note,
on that note, Sergio, thank you so much for coming out and hanging out with us tonight.
Thank you
for awesome.
The great job you did on the table.
Badass, dude.
If anybody is looking for pinstriping and paint of any kind, hit Sergio up. He's got a Facebook page. We'll link it. I've linked it a couple of times. Stripes by Serg on Instagram and Facebook. You can find his stuff there. He's always working on cool, little one-off projects and stuff like that. Obviously, he can do big stuff, and he's super creative. I mean, I gave him basically no direction with this. It's just said, keep it kind of simple, but we want the logo here. And he did this great thing with the name around the sides and stuff like that. I mean, it just came out way better than I ever expected it to. So
thanks, bud.
Thank you so much. And also thank you to our good friends over at Eureka Heights for sponsoring this podcast with our, Paul's putting down some, what's Paul putting down? Paul's putting down some Wow Factor.
Yeah.
And Jake put down a couple of Von Wolfhausens.
Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. I never had that.
The beer supply is running a little light in the studio right now, but that's not their fault. I just haven't had a chance to get over there and pick up our donated supply, so due to the COVID lockdown. But they are, the drive-thru is still open. Check their Instagram and Facebook pages. 941 West 18th Street. Drive-thru's open. You can grab great stuff. Specifically, I think they still have Space Train 6-packs to go. Nice. And all, they still have, the year-round stuff, Mini Boss. Brian's been drinking that Final Boss. He says that is legit. He said that will put you on your ass if you're not
Brian,
careful.
Yeah, well, Brian could drink some beers. You know what I mean?
So, they've got the Von Wolfhausen, which is really good. It's like a, what is it? It's like a Bavarian, Feist beer, which is like an Oktoberfest, basically.
Yeah.
Yes. So
it's very German, I'll tell you that.
It was pretty good.
Very good.
Assume that's named after the
Beer Fest.
Beer Fest. Yeah.
Von Wolfhausen. Von Wolfhausen. Von Wolfhausen. Das Cousins.
You want me to warm it up? Fucking sausage.
Oh, you want me to warm up the sausage?
Yeah. Like a fucking dick.
Hey, is she still alive?
I always sleep a little
Gretchen,
better.
no, she passed away.
Florence
Leachman?
Cloris Leachman.
You say Florence Henderson?
What?
No,
Brady Bunch?
No, it's,
that sounds about right.
I think it's
though.
Cloris Leachman. I have to look it up.
No, she passed. She passed
Did
away.
she? Speaking of passing, I know we're trying to sign off, but Ruth Bader Ginsburg died just
recently.
a couple hours before we recorded this podcast. So,
well, I mean, it's time to put some new.
it's a passing of
new Supreme Court judges in there, right?
You're going to let Trump pick them, so that's good.
No, I mean.
That'll be real great. Appointed for life.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Oh well. It could be worse.
No, it couldn't.
Yeah.
Well, we ain't got there yet, so we don't know.
No, that's true.
You keep saying that. People keep like, oh, it could be worse. Like 2021 is going to be better. Well, then it could be worse.
Just wait till the election. Get ready for that shit.
It's going to be a shit show.
No matter the outcome, it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are going to go crazy no matter who wins.
Yeah,
that's true.
Exactly.
Stock up on ammo now.
Yeah, that's what this guy was talking right before I pulled up. He told me the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that. Yeah. He just said, get ammo, man. Just be fucking ready.
No, I'm looking into getting another firearm, actually. Just to have
He's
it.
got plenty
Even
of
though I'm
rounds.
very more in the middle, I do believe the firearms are good.
Yeah.
For you.
Hell yeah, baby.
And on that note, everybody, thank you for joining us. Our two viewers who we didn't advertise this live stream, but apparently, actually, I told Landrum we were live streaming. So, yeah. So he wanted to check it out, even though we weren't. Nice. So I've been kind of dropping it. I've been watching it on my phone, kind of see what the delay is.
Sport,
He is.
Yeah.
So hopefully, next episode we've got 2 weeks to iron out some equipment issues and
technical difficulties.
A couple of technical difficulty things, and then I think we'll be back with our full setup next week. Next podcast, we'll actually advertise it, so it'll probably be, I think 8:30 is when we'll 8:30 Friday, 2 Fridays from now.
I think so. 8:30
be close enough.
It's a fair bet. 8:30, man. I think
we'll schedule it for 8:30. We'll probably be on the air by 8:40 if I had to guess.
Depends on how soon Rob chews my ass to get here in time. I love you, Rob.
And on that
note, yeah.
I've been Rob.
Serg.
And I'm Jake.
And we will catch you on the next one. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.